move on to the next topic, preventive measures for diseases. As is rightly said, prevention is better than cure. We must observe the following preventive measures for our good health. Number 1. Public hygienic. Public hygienic is as important as personal hygienic. It involves proper disposal of human excreta and domestic waste. That means how much we take care of about our personal hygiene, that much we should take care about public hygiene. Let's discuss some preventive measures for diseases of public hygiene. Sewage and chemical waste should not be released into water bodies. Sewage should be chemically treated first before being released into the water bodies to avoid waterborne diseases. There should be proper sewer lines connected to sewage treatment plants. Number 2, preventive measures for diseases of healthy environment. Number 1, maintain a healthy environment to prevent the spreading of diseases due to breeding of mosquitoes, houseflies, and microorganisms. Number 2, garbage should be kept in covered bins so that flies do not breed on them. Do not allow water to stagnate outside your house and in your neighborhood. All drains should also be covered. This will prevent breeding of mosquitoes. Contamination of drinking water with feces, animal or human excreta causes a number of diseases. Let's move on to the next topic, that is vaccination. First, what do you mean by vaccination? Vaccination is practice of artificially introducing germ or germ substances into body for developing resistance to particular diseases. Scientifically, this practice is called prophylaxis and material introduced into the body is called the vaccine. That means vaccination is artificially practiced for germ or germ substances into body for developing immunity resistance for particular disease. The idea of vaccination was conceived by Edward Jenner. Story of vaccination. He observed that milkmaids who were in contact with cows suffering from cowpox never got smallpox. He tested his theory on an 8-year-old boy. He got the material taken from a cowpox pustule and introduced it into the boy's body. So the boy's body developed pustules which later on formed a scab and healed, leaving on a scab. To further test his idea, he injected the boy with smallpox after 2 months and found no sign of smallpox on the boy. In this way, the Jenner vaccination experiment was successful. He used the term vaccine for immunity inducing preparation. VACCA, vacca in Latin means cow, and process was called vaccination, and Jenner's findings were later confirmed by Louis Pasteur, and he developed vaccines for anthrax, chickenpox, cholera, etc. Usually the vaccine or germ substance is introduced into the body by injection. Example, tab vaccine, and sometimes orally polio drops. When the vaccine is injected in the body, it stimulates the white blood cells to produce antibodies against germs for that particular disease. The terms vaccine and vaccination were originally used only for vaccination against smallpox, but now these are used in a general sense. A vaccine can be prepared by any one of the following 4 methods. Number 1, using killed germs. Example, tab vaccine for typhoid, Salk vaccine for poliomyelitis and vaccine for rabies dog bite. Number 2, using living weakened germs. The living germs are treated in such way that they become a very weak, and example vaccine for measles and freeze dried BCG vaccine for tuberculosis. Third one, using fully virulent living germs, example vaccine for smallpox. In this vaccination, a person is inoculated with cowpox virus, which is very similar to smallpox virus. Fourth one, using toxide, example vaccine for tetanus. Let's move on to the next topic that is interesting and which is important. And in this present situation on corona, we should improve it. That is immunization. Immunization is an artificial way of achieving protection from infections by introduction of dead or weakened germs into one's body. That means immunization is an artificial way achieving